As Jeff said, I'm the air engineer in Karnes City. If y'all remember Magdy's map that showed the state of Texas with all the colors, Karnes County was one of my counties, and it was one of two that was red. So our PMIF scores have dropped off significantly due to the energy sector activity. And I have a presentation here that'll show you how we're really, says pavement management, but it's really pavement repair operations that we're doing in my three counties. Our three types of repairs that we have to pretty much hit on a daily basis are edge repairs, shallow patching, deep patching, and what I call a surface rehab. As far as edge repairs, and these type of repairs vary in all three counties. In Goliad County, the method there was basically to cut the edge approximately 12 inches deep, 18 inches wide. You're going to clean it out, and you're going to apply HFRS2, a motion tack coat at about 0.13 gallons per square yard, and then we're going to use a type 1 grade AA black base, compacted with the pneumatic, and then we'll seal it with HFRS2 and a PB grade 4 aggregate if time permits. Goliad County, the energy impact is not as great as in Karnes or in B County, so they were able to get up to about 10,000 linear feet per day according to the maintenance supervisor. In B County, where the energy impact is more to the northwest, as far as our edge repairs, it's pretty much the same thing. We cut the edge approximately 8 to 10 inches deep, 24 inches wide, clean it out, apply the same HFRS2, a motion tack coat, a little heavier rate, and that maintenance supervisor also uses the grade AA black base placed with a drag box at 2 lifts, and of course they do compact it, and they apply another tack rate of HFRS2, and once again, that is if time permits. This supervisor said he can get about 3,000 to 5,500 linear feet a day. Depends on the roadway, depends on the amount of traffic. All the equipment and labor are about the same, pretty much anything that you'll find in your maintenance yard. And once again, B County, the impact's not as great as Karnes County. There's a lot of gas, and there's just several roads where we see a lot of edge repairs, and that's where the most of the work is done. In Karnes County, and everybody's favorite, it's the hardest hit of the counties in my area. Here for edge repairs, pretty much the same thing, cut the edge approximately 8 to 10 inches, 24 inches wide. And now here, with the amount of repairs that we have in the area, they're really backfilling with whatever they can find. Backfill with wrap, flex base, or any existing right-of-way material just to get something on that edge. They'll compact with the pneumatic, and they're pretty much out of there really quick. Once again, about 3,000 to 5,500 linear feet a day, depending on the amount of traffic. Here's some pictures. These are in B County along FM 882, which is probably the hardest hit road in B County. You see how the edges are just run off. This other picture here, we have water standing in those edge drop-offs. This road, very narrow, probably about 20 feet wide. So just heavy truck traffic. It goes between B, Karnes, and Live Oak County. And so it's one of the challenges for the maintenance supervisor. And this just shows how we've repaired some of those edges. To your far left is FM 1354 in Karnes County, and this is where the maintenance group has pretty much just backfilled with a flex base, a type A grade 1 flex base, backfilled it, rolled it in, and it's held very well. But of course, this road here, probably about 2.5 to 3 miles long, goes to interstate maintenance, not many oil wells, probably 1 or 2. The road to the right is a section of FM 882 in B County where we have gone in with the type AA black base. You can see the slight difference in colorization, which shows where we did the edge work. And once again, those, they hold depending on the amount of traffic, depending on the weather. And so we've gotten somewhere, we'll get a couple months, some will last 6 months. It just depends on the number of trucks out there. This here is a good example of how we've really addressed some of the edges with the contract. In the forefront, this is another picture of FM 882, but this is right at the Karnes County, B County line. And the wider section we addressed with the contract where we did a 1/4 point widening, and we came in and widened the road to 28 feet. And you can see where the edge line on the new sections, pretty much the edge of road on the section in Live Oak County. And it's really helped. We've done several roads in Karnes County and throughout B County with the quarter-point contract, and it was just to improve the overall safety of the road. As far as shallow patching, we see a lot of that in Karnes County. Our method is pretty much to fill the area with a AA black base. We use a 2% cement that we blend and compact. And then after we fill that area, we'll roll it, and then we'll double seal it or double spot seal it. And to seal that, we're shooting the HFRS2 about 4/10 a gallon, and we're using the PB grade 3, and then we'll come back again and shoot it with a 35 and with the same aggregate, just to put an extra amount of oil and rock on it. We'll also level up some of these shallow repairs using the same HFRS2 tack coat. We'll blade lay the type double C cold mix. Depending on the day, we can get 2 to 4 areas, and like I said, depending on the traffic and the size of repair. Here's an example of some shallow damage. The one to the right is, I believe, FM 791. That's something that really just blew up over a weekend. We had some rain in the area, started to see some raveling, and then I drove it one day and just saw this type of damage. Here's an example of the Karnes County crew. They're out there doing the shallow patching. We got our pneumatics, some 10 yards, a belly dump, and we're right here is that where they're just spreading the coal mix. And here at that same area where we're starting to seal over it, we spreaded the HFRS2, and we're placing our aggregate for the seal coat. In Goliad County, once again, this county is not affected as much by the energy sector, so the maintenance supervisor there, if he has a lot of shallow patching, he'll actually mill up to about 4 inches of pavement. He'll bring in the milling machine from special jobs, sweep out the loose material, compact the exposed base, place a tack coat with the HFRS2 at about 0.05 gallons a square yard, and he'll blade lay the hot mix cold lay type B fine base, and then preferably compacted with a vibratory flat wheel. The larger the better. And his results are about 1,500 square yards a day using the hot mix cold lay. And once again, this area doesn't have quite as many repair areas as the Karnes County area. So they're able to go in and mill out and spend a little more time on the repairs. Just some pictures of the shallow damage. You see some rutting over in your left-hand side. This was on 239 in Goliad County. We got some block cracking, or was beginning to be block cracking on your right-hand side. To address that, once again in your left, that's where we've notched down with the milling machine about 4 inches just to get the bad material out, go down to something that's pretty decent or in better shape than the surface was. We'll clean it out with the broom, follow it with the bobcat just to make sure we're getting all the loose material out. And here we show the pneumatic just going in, trying to compact the base just to get it nice and tight, and then we're blade laying the hot mix cold lay. And this is the end result on 239. This worked well for a little while. The problem that we had here is our pneumatic that we used on this job was very small. A larger pneumatic would have helped, and we didn't get to seal over the patch once it was done. In fact, on this same road, we had to let an emergency contract because a lot of the patches blew out over time. We started having accidents, had a couple of rollover accidents while the maintenance crew was out there working in another area. So we let an emergency contract, and we pretty much did the same thing in that contract, except we used the Type A hot mix. We placed that, and then we were able to seal over it with a grade 3 aggregate immediately. And those patches are holding up very, very nice. I mean, we did that contract, I want to say back in May and June, and all the patches are really holding well. We're not getting any raveling. We're not losing any material. In B, Goliad, and Karnes, we do see a lot of deep patching. And this is where we're digging out about 2 to 3 feet of unsuitable material. You see this more in the Karnes County area. We're adding cement. We'll place cement at the bottom of the excavation and fill it with black base. And I mean, we're just literally dumping bags of cement in the bottom to try to help with the moisture. Fill it with black base, 2 to 3% cement that's previously mixed in the yard as well. We'll compact that, and in Karnes County, we'll use a roller, 10-yard, or distributor, anything to get compaction. We'll place the HFRS2 tack coat, about 0.2 gallons a square yard, and then we'll use the type double C cold mix, spread it, compact it, and if you can get a flat wheel out there, it's much recommended. Usually the Karnes County crew, they'll do about 2 to 4 blowouts a day, depending on the size, and the location, and traffic. It's an example of where we had to do a deep repair. This is State Highway 72, east of Kennedy. This spot was another one that really developed over the weekend. On Friday, it was just, some surface cracking, some alligator cracking. We had some rain, and on Monday, it developed to this severe block cracking, and you're starting to see some rutting as well. Here, the maintenance crew, we're going deep. We did this on 72. This picture was actually taken from State Highway 80, northern part of the county, where once again we had to excavate 2 to 3 feet. We're still excavating, and the picture to the right is where we're dumping the AA black base that's mixed with cement, and once again we previously mixed it in the yard. Here we're back dragging with the loader, and we're compacting it with the 10-yard. And the reason why we're compacting it with the 10-yard is this set of pictures and the pictures from the shallow patching were all done on the same day, and they were at opposite ends of the county. So when the crew heard about this one, they loaded up the backhoe. The front end loader was already in the area, and they went from the shallow patch out here to the deep patch to work on this. And the only thing they couldn't bring was their flat wheel roller. So they rolled it with the 10-yard, we rolled it with the distributor, just trying to get some sort of compaction. Here's our distributor applying the HFRS2. This is the cold lay with the belly dump as well, just to seal over the patch. And then once again, we're bringing in the level up material, back dragging it with the front end loader, just once again, just to spread the material that was placed by the belly dump, just to get a good seal to hold everything together. And now we're rolling it. You see the tire in the left hand. You see the tire tracks, and we're rolling it with our 10 yards. Because once again, the rollers on the other side of the county. We're rolling it as best we can. In the right-hand side, you'll still see the block cracking. And you ask why we didn't get to this. As far as the repair, what you see in the foreground was the better part of the area. What we covered up was severely rutted. I mean, that's pretty bad, but what we did where the person is standing and where the patch is, it was a good, I'd say 3 to 4 inches of rutting. So they just made a choice to get the bad area. Once again, the pictures were taken on the same day. This was about 5:30 in the afternoon when they were out here doing this patch. So they got the worst part, made it safe, and moved on. As far as surface rehab, I call it surface rehab because basically we're trying to attack minor damage before it gets worse. Trying to get on your alligator cracking, trying to get on your well paths that have been really abused, and just trying to save them before they get to a deep rut. We'll try to level up, sweep and prepare the area. We'll place, once again, the HFRS2 as a tack coat. We'll lay the cold mix, cold lay type 1, grade C material using the drag box, which is pretty much the level up material that we use. Blade and roll 1 lane at a time, and once again, roll it with the pneumatic and finish with the flat wheel. Out of all the asking all the maintenance supervisors, they're right around 8,500 square yards a day, using about 350 cubic yards of material. We'll do this if we have time on some of the other patches. They'll level up over the deep patches and the shallow patches, and just to help hold those pavement repairs. This is 239, where we've done a lot of level up work. We still got the cracking coming through, but compared to what we had out there before, this was much better, much safer. This is going into Karnes County, probably one of the worst areas leaving Goliad and going into Karnes, but we got on it with level up and made the ride something that wasn't as dangerous and something that people didn't complain about. And this is just some more information on how we seal our previous repairs. HFRs 2, we're actually shooting up to about 0.45 gallons a square yard. And in Karnes County, we switched to nothing but grade 3 aggregate. The grade 4 was not doing us any good. The grade 3, the larger rock, has really helped and is really holding in the patches. And once again, if we have time, it's done at the end of the week, and it'll cover up the previous repairs, and those results vary depending on traffic. One more thing we're doing is we just started seal coating the wheel pass. Using the same oil, the same aggregate, we'll seal coat the wheel pass instead of the entire road. I've got a picture of that right here. We did this on State Highway 80 in Karnes County. You can see where the wheel paths have been sealed over. It's really helped with trying to prevent the ruts. It's gone a long way. It's very, very inexpensive compared to sealing the entire road. And on this road, we were able to come back and seal over the entire roadway with our seal coat contractor. And to tell you the truth, this probably added an extra year of life to State Highway 80. It's something that we're going to look to do more on our busy thoroughfares, our 239s and our 123s, and it really helps just to get you through the winter to where you can let that contract. Now done.